I've chosen in this lecture to consider one of the very earliest Christian groups that we know about, a group that has been called by modern scholars the Ebionites. The term Ebionites actually goes back to ancient discussions of this particular Christian group. They're called by other names in antiquity and by modern scholars. Sometimes they're simply called Jewish Christians or Jewish Christian adoptionists. They're called Jewish Christians because, as we'll see, this particular group of Christians was made up of people who were Jewish themselves, who were born and raised Jewish, and who insisted on continuing being Jewish, following Jewish practices and customs. They're called Jewish Christian adoptionists because, unlike other Christian groups, these people maintained that Jesus was not himself a divine being, but that he was a human being who had been adopted by God to be his son. And they're called Ebionites. It's not clear why our ancient sources referred to them as Ebionites. Some of our ancient documents suggest that they were called this because the leader of this group happened to be somebody named Ebion, and so they called them the Ebionites. It's more likely, though, that the term Ebionites goes back to the ancient Hebrew word for the poor. The Hebrew word for poor is Evion, and it may be that the Ebionites accepted this designation, those who are poor, the Ebionites, because perhaps they believed in voluntary poverty, in giving up their goods and possessions for other people so that they could live simply, following the suggestion, the teachings of Jesus. And so we're not quite sure why they were called Ebionites, but that's what we'll be calling them in this lecture. The term, though, is synonymous with Jewish Christian adoptionists.